You've decided that you want to be a part of a mastermind group. You want that support, that camaraderie that the group has to offer. Though you're wondering, should I pay to be a part of a mastermind group? And that's the conversation that we're going to be having today. Should I pay to be in a mastermind group? And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about some questions to ask, regardless of if you're paying or not, to get in a mastermind group. We're going to talk about some of the advantages, disadvantages of the free groups, and answer the question, should I pay to be a part of a mastermind? Some things you may want to consider prior to saying yes to being a part of a mastermind is, for me, it's a simple one: time, date, location. Like, does it fit in with my schedule, with the dream life that I'm trying to create for myself and my business? And if the answer is yes, then you can continue on. If it doesn't fit, that makes it hard. You're also going to want to consider, who are the people in the group? I always like to say, are we networking up? Are we working with people that have been where we've been so we can utilize their expertise? You also may want to take into some consideration, what is the format of the mastermind group? I've been to mastermind groups where there's 50 people, like a Zoom group, and 2 people get to ask their question and get feedback from everyone. I've also been to mastermind groups where every single person gets the opportunity to ask their question and get the answer. So you do want to think about, what is the format and is it conducive to what you're looking for? Lastly, though, I don't know that this is necessarily the last question you want to ask or consider, is what's the vision? What's the purpose? What's the intention? Different mastermind groups have different goals and different things that they're trying to create. So you want to make sure it's in line with what you are looking for. Now, we have to also consider, what's the difference? To me, if you're creating your own mastermind group and it's free for everybody, then you can create it in any way that you want, with any intention, format, etc. The disadvantage is you're going to then have to do all the work. You got to invite the people, you got to set up the time, you got to remind them, you got to do all of the things involved, which can be a hassle. I know it's funny, we're always like, oh, we're all adults here. We know how well that works. So you have to think about, do I want to take on the extra work to create my own? And maybe the answer is yes, and you have something specific in mind. That totally works. I think there's huge value in paying to be a part of a mastermind. So my answer is yes. I find that the more that you're investing, the more you're going to gain from it. And Sean Yesner, one of our Ascentive Mastermind community members, shared this.
I love attending the Ascentive Mastermind communities. And the reason is because it gives me so much inspiration. It gives me ideas on how to run my business, ideas on how to grow my business. It gives me ideas to keep me motivated. It keeps me accountable. And so the Ascentive Mastermind communities have done so much for me to help me build my business, grow my business, maintain my business. I love attending. I don't think I've ever missed one, and I don't think I ever will.
That to me is the power of the mastermind. You don't ever want to miss it, because you want to have those people around you, hear their ideas, because sometimes they're asking questions that you didn't even know that you had, and you're like, oh yeah, that applies to me as well. I posed this question, should I be part of a paid mastermind, to Tom Fleming, one of our Ascentive Mastermind community facilitators, and here was his response.
Well, being part of a paid mastermind, I presume that you are going to be linked in with an expert mastermind facilitator, someone who understands the process, who has a lot of experience in the process, who has literally systems created around what a productive mastermind is. And what you're actually paying for is their expertise, their wisdom, their experience.
Yes, I have seen too many meetings hijacked by somebody with their own agenda, their own thoughts. And part of our role as mastermind facilitators is to make sure that that does not happen. And so we've got some training going on. We know how to handle it. And as a bonus, at least in my realm, so we would have our Ascentive Mastermind communities, we offer a referral tip each month. So it's one additional way that you can grow your business. And sometimes we do it as a sounding board. So we did give your speed networking spiel and get feedback from the people in the group. We talked about, okay, who's your ideal client? We've talked about how do we introduce you to your best referral sources. And so we spend a little bit of time to work on growing our business in addition to getting the support and the information that we're looking for from our question. After a recent mastermind community meeting, Patty Johnson shared with us.
And this was such a wonderful time to be connected with other like-minded ladies. This was actually very useful. I got a lot of good information and great connections for my business, and hopefully I'll be able to help them as well. Thank you, Tiffany.
Speaking of sharing, I reached out to some smart people via LinkedIn and asked their thoughts on this question. And Phil shares, more chance you will turn up if you have skin in the game and take action because you are paying. Anupama shares, agree paying over free is more involvement, more support, more positive results, for each one is trying to get the most out of the experience and the commitment. Divya shared, you are more likely to be very active in contributing and receiving value from the like-minded people in your group. And Bharat shared, paying members are very active and support each other. So yes, I would say yes to paying for the right mastermind group. They're not all created the same. You want to make sure it's the right one for you, but that investment should come back to you many times over. Do me a favor in the comments below, share your thoughts. Do you think that you should be a part of that you should pay for the mastermind, or do you think it should be free? Also, let me know your thoughts on masterminds in general. And while you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel to get notifications. Ooh, we do have Mondays. We have our Mastermind Mondays, so we put a video out each Monday that's a question that was asked at one of our Ascentive Mastermind community meetings the previous month, and some ideas and answers for those questions.